A while ago, we put out a status on social media asking for our family and followers to ask us some interview questions. We're going to shout you guys out. We're going to answer all of these here. Thank you all for everyone who submitted. Our first question comes from Amani Culpepper.
What's up, Amani?
What's up, Amani? And she says, what's your biggest goal as a band?
I think the biggest goal.
I just want to play. Fuck you! I don't want to listen to what you guys say. I just want to play music and not have to.
How you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Not have to work and not have to stress on like bills and live together.
So apparently pipe dreams.
In Oregon, we're gonna start a cult.
Community gardens and collective housing. The final goal would be for us to live together, record together, start a record label and stuff like that.
Wait, Austin had a goal.
Oh yeah, what's your goal for the band, Austin?
My main goal is to
Blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
I hate
That's,
it.
yeah.
Bye, Brandon.
Big.
You turn the power off one more fucking time. Can you sit down? You're stressing me out. I know. Our power went out like 3 times before doing this in the back house back here. So the
We've
fact
only
that,
done this 4 times.
yeah, the fact that we're running right now is a miracle. Next question comes from Jen Zeller. She says, what's your skincare routine? So I'm going to leave this one to Sarah.
I'll try to keep this as least boring as possible. My skin is actually really dry, so I can't like rub anything in because it hurts my skin. So I use CeraVe with warm water, dry it, and then I have this jade roller that I keep in the freezer. Sometimes I use like the Ordinary moisturizer, I don't know what it's called, and then I pat it on my face. Don't rub it in because it creates tiny little flakes in your skin and it's not good, and then all the germs get in there. And then sunscreen because that causes 90% of wrinkles. If you don't have sunscreen, there's no point. You can have a 15-step skincare routine, but no sunscreen, it doesn't matter.
Did you get all that, Jen?
Sunscreen.
Our next is from Cassie Pierce on FB, which, by the way, shout out to Skabox. If you haven't subscribed to Skabox, do it. They have a comp coming out that we're going to be on from Allegedly Records this next month. There's going to be calendars with our little pretty faces on them. So Cassie's question is, what was the band's almost name? What would we be called if we weren't called TOA?
There was a band that we had with the name Monkey in it, with the word monkey in
I
it.
think we settled on being TOA with a panda mascot.
Yeah, they had a lot of really cool punk band ideas.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, guys. 2013 was when we were sitting down and talking about this. Next is going to be James Jasma. Shout out to James with the New Tone Skacast who plays us on there. Thank you, man. We really appreciate it. Follow and check him out on SoundCloud, the New Tone Skacast. All right, how many solid gold hits are on the next album, Biggs?
The next album, I must say 4.
Biggs says 4 solid gold hits.
I think we got like 6.
Just don't spend money on the album. There's no solid goal.
Cut! No, I would say 5. I'd say 50% are dope.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, no, they're all dope. 50% hits.
This next question is, when you heard ska, how did it make you feel? Did it make you want more cheese sticks or want to change the world?
All of that, yes.
All of it, yeah.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Hey!
Next is
Next.
Alex Valencia from Instagram. Oh, this is actually a really good question. Thank you. Do you guys ever disagree on the direction of a song? If so, how do you settle it? Let's let Biggs take the floor first.
For the first half, do we ever disagree on the path of a song? Every song.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the fucking time.
We have to make so many compromises.
There was one time that I remember when we would practice in the storage units.
Yeah.
But there was this like horn line that Eddie cut out because like if we played it, then it would be too much and then our lips would get tired or whatever. Tony was like, hey, how come we don't play that anymore? I'm like, it could have just been like, oh, because, you know, our lips would get tired. But they got into a fight for like 30 minutes.
Honestly, I would say me, Tony, and Eddie are like the biggest divas with our music. If something's not the right way, we literally we get our panties in a bunch and shove our panties up our butt.
It can get ugly, bro.
It's not good. We get salty. And
I've witnessed it.
Granted, the fact that we're still alive means that we try. Hey, you know, we like each other enough to give it a fuck. Yeah. Now, last question, or the next question from him was, if so, how do we settle it? So how do we settle that shit, Tony?
Really important things kind of settle themselves out over the amount of arguments. We just kind of come to an agreement. There is arguments, and that's the only way we come to an agreement, I guess. The things that we don't settle, we just kind of do or don't do without telling the other person.
Yeah, we'll either be shady and do it behind the other person's back, or there is times where we'll talk it out and then we'll just come up with a consensus if we're feeling nice. If not, though, we'll be shady and go behind each other's backs. And
My
that's
official job is to make sure everyone communicates effectively and actually solves their problems through reasonable discussion.
yeah, he's a good ground.
Yes.
That was good. That was
I
good.
meant to say that.
So this next one comes from Frank D. Smith, also Tony's uncle.
What's up, Uncle
Ah!
Also the guy who housed us when we went up to go do the Bridge City Sessions. Who thought of the band's names? I thought of the Odd Advantage.
This is my band, The Nick Fato Show.
These are my pets. Don't touch them, they bite. And smell. Frank's next question was, will you guys ever get a Patreon account?
Possibly.
Possibly.
But the thing is, like, the reason I haven't really pursued it is because I don't feel there's enough people that would pay us for enough for me to waste time on Patreon putting out product before everything else just yet. Granted, though, I feel like once we get the album out, once we get the EP out, at the end of this year, we should have at least 21 plus new songs. We actually might do that because we have a lot of room for content, music videos, and stuff like that. So hopefully next year, Patreon.
Yeah, but our OnlyFans is coming soon.
Next question is from Chonky Parrot. Her first question is Zilla or Kong?
Dude, Godzilla.
Kong, bro.
whip.
Oh! That did take me a
Wait, what
while.
Godzilla? are we talking
Godzilla!
about?
Kong,
What
bro.
what are we
No!
talking about?
No, it's Kong for sure.
It's Godzilla.
Godzilla's taller
It's
than the Empire
it's
State Building. Fucking Monkey Boy had to fucking climb it.
The agility
bro.
of Kong and the muscles of Kong.
Nah, dude,
Him
I don't
tears
know.
fucking tongue
Dude,
out
he's
of his
not-
mouth.
If he rips his
Doesn't
jaw
Godzilla
open,
have
He's
like
not
fire?
going to. He's not big enough.
Like,
Hey,
I've watched
in
it
the
for
movie,
like
they're the same
15
height.
years.
So
Yeah.
fuck off.
fuck off.
Well, that's not fucking real, is it?
We're talking about the real Kong or the real
Godzilla.
Zilla. This next question comes from Dubstep Cat Machine. What's your biggest inspiration? My biggest inspiration is actually Bad Time Records and Asian Man Records.
I have a 5-way tie.
5-way tie.
Yeah, Gabriel Bears,
You did it.
Ricochet, Nirvana, Nick Fato,
Inspiration?
Mike Park.
Mike Park for sure.
Music is my inspiration, bro.
All music?
Wait,
Yeah, I'm so inspired by anybody who makes music that people like thousands of people, you know? Not for like the money, but just so that we can share our music with
To a
so
lot of
many
people.
people. Yeah.
I feel like it's my trumpet teacher. Other than that, like probably you guys too. Like there's such like good music and like character and like personality. All of this craziness and wildness is like really beautiful to me. I didn't really realize it until I met TOA, and that was probably the first time I felt like an actual connection, like a family.
One of my biggest inspirations is Dave Grohl, and because he does a lot of stuff himself, recording, plays so many instruments, and he sings. One of my biggest inspirations too is Brandon over there. He inspires me to actually be a little better
My heart.
and opens my mind to think certain ways.
This next one comes from Stizistan.
Lightning round.
Stizistan says, where do y'all live? Go!
Hemet,
California.
California.
California. Ben in California.
Benefit.
Do you guys have
Taylor
any
Swift.
offhand relationship advice? Honestly, man, give exactly what you get unless you get enough for you to give more.
Communication.
I think it's actually like more important to love yourself. Love
If you
me.
can't love yourself, you
how
can't
can-
trust
yeah.
yourself with someone else.
There you
Yeah,
go.
how can you love someone else if you can't love yourself?
No, not only that, but like I just always feel like I should love myself more than just whoever, because then like I just don't want to be treated badly.
You
Let
don't take care of
myself be
yourself.
treated badly.
The best advice for relationships, don't.
Rundown Creeps, our friends, asked us, weirdest
Why
place
was
you
I so
ever
fast?
threw up? Tony?
Tony,
Oh man, I don't know.
Every ghetto in Southern California.
everywhere.
I puke all the time. Yeah, what was that guy talking neat? We left his spot, and I really had to throw up, and I told the girl driving to pull over. Long story short, she wouldn't pull over, so I had a paper bag, and I just hugged it like this.
Oh, no.
And I threw up in the paper bag, and like I threw up all over myself. But I didn't get any puke in the car.
They throw up everywhere.
Sector Happy asking, are you guys coming to Mexico once this COVID shit's over? I want to answer this.
Oh my
From
God.
Mexico.
If you guys book us a show,
Yep.
we'll book you a show out here. So
Yeah.
let's trade shows.
I go to
Also, follow Sector Happy. Figure it out. We'll go to
I
Mexico.
want to
yes.
go to Mexico.
Oh
with
my
me.
God, that was so bad.
My mom won't let me go though, but Maybe
I'm not
she
drink
will.
tequila with scorpions in it.
Next question comes from Pillow Stain. What's the worst / best show you've ever played?
Pillow stain. Oh, the best one! It's always in Riverside. When the lights are cool, and there's a stage, and there's always a bunch of people, and there's always really good bands, and then there's a giant pit.
Romano's in Riverside
just
is
hot.
always great.
Yeah.
But
But-
we got to play Ska Wars.
Okay, but I wasn't
Oh,
We
there.
got to play 3 years of
Yes.
Ska Wars, and
Yeah,
I got
the
to say
first Ska
those are the
Wars
best.
was-
We opened
I
up
wasn't
to this
there.
thing.
Romano.
Because the
Okay,
lights are cool, and there's a stage, and there's always a bunch of people, and there's always really good bands, and then there's a giant pit.
Romano's in Riverside
just
is
hot.
always great.
Yeah.
But
But-
we got to play Ska Wars.
Okay, but I wasn't
Oh,
there.
We got to play 3 years of
Yes.
Ska Wars, and
Yeah,
I got
the
to say
first Ska
those are the
Wars
best.
We opened
I
up to
wasn't
this
there.
thing.
First show we ever played.
Oh, the worst show.
It has to be
Oh,
in
I
Mario's
know,
house,
I know.
right?
It was when we went all the way to Pomona. We literally only played like
See-
1 or 2 songs, and then we had to leave.
The
Wait,
worst show
I know what
TOA
you-
has ever
Oh,
played.
wait, okay.
We had a 10:30 slot somewhere in Watts. We got pushed back to 1:30.
Oh my god.
By the time our set was supposed to start at 1:30, we had an instrument stolen.
my bass.
The sound guy
This,
got up and left before we played.
What was that one show that you guys drove all the way out
That
there, and
was
then
the
some
second
lady came out and said that it's not at this house.
The motherfuckers booked a show in like a parking lot of like 2 apartments that were facing each other.
And the owners, like, or the house people there, they were like, no, it's not happening. We've been kicking people out or something like that. So stupid. We drove out to LA for literally
Whoa.
nothing.
Like an hour and a half.
I had
An
a
hour and
great day in
half.
LA that day.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
spent the night in LA.
The video ends here because the camera died. Because of this and editing, we didn't get to everyone's questions. And I'm not about to have us redo this video more than we already had to. Nobody gets paid for this shit. This is the ending you get. Shout out to all our interviewers. Stay fucking odd, you guys.